How to tell if you're a slave to your phone. By the by, in terms of you watching or listening to this video, how can you tell if you're a slave to the phone? There are lots of clues. You probably know right now, in the instant that I asked that question, you know right now whether you're a slave to your phone or not. But there are a few ways that you can find out, okay? There is checking your screen time on your phone, right? Like I've now got to the point where I have to set limits on my phone so that it tells me when I have got to a certain amount of time. That limit is about 20 minutes a day. And yes, sometimes I do go over it, but I'm very mindful of the fact that I was a slave to my phone. And why is that an issue? Because this phone of ours can bring so much negativity in your life. It can conjure, deliver, whatever you want to call it, so many problems into your life, right? These phones are great for, like I've run my whole business off my phone, but the problem is when we're a slave to the phone and you know whether you're a slave to the phone. And the first way of finding out that you're a slave in, black and white is to check your screen time. How much time are you using your phone every single day? And it's that opportunity cost, like you're spending time on the phone, so therefore you aren't spending that time being present with everything else. You're not being present when you're, say, on a Zoom call and you're scrolling through your phone, or you're not present when you're watching telly because you need that entertainment, you need that buzz, and you're scrolling on your phone and you're watching TV at the same time. You know you're a slave to the phone if, like, you feel like your left arm's been chopped off if you aren't anywhere near it for 5 seconds. You know you're a slave to the phone if you're spending more time on the phone than you're doing other things. And then what you can't do there is justify to yourself that you don't have time to look after your own health and fitness, because it's okay to spend 6 hours a day scrolling, but you don't have any time to look after your own fitness. It doesn't weigh up. It doesn't weigh up. So other ways of telling if you're a slave to your phone, well, other than seeing the concrete numbers in your apps that tell you how much screen time you have, and it tells you what time you picked it up, and it tells you how many times a day you pick it up, and it tells you which apps you're using most. Like, what is damn scary to me is that it's already been worked out that over our lifetime, our generation, over our lifetime, we're going to spend on average 3 years of our life on our phones, on social media. 3 damn years. What could you be doing? What could we all be doing with 3 years of our life? Like, you imagine this last year or so has flown by, and imagine all of the things that we could have done, lockdown permitting, right, with that time. Then multiply that by 3. Just think what else you could be doing, what else you could be achieving, what else you could be seeing, feeling, tasting, touching. So many life experiences that you could be having. Instead, we're going down some rabbit holes. You're ending up scrolling on what was, it was meant to be a 2-minute scroll between the kettle boiling and whatever, and it turned into a half an hour scroll, and then that half an hour scroll happens every couple of hours, and then that adds up over the month, and you can see how easily it can get to 3 years of your life. Crikey. If I spend 3 years of my life on my phone, I am... Well, I'll give you permission to slap me in the face if you meet me in the street and, you know, I don't pay attention to saying hello to you, because 3 years, I'm just going to keep saying 3 years, is just an atrocious amount of time to be wasting when we could be using these phones to the best of their ability. Like, as I said, I use the phone to run my whole business. Phone and a laptop. However, I control the use of my phone and I'm not a slave to it. I can actually turn it off. When was the last time you turned it off? When was the last time you left it at home? When was the last time you didn't whip it out at dinner? Like, that's another way of finding out whether you're a slave to your phone. When you go to dinner, when you eat with other people, are you one of those couples or are you one of those families whereby the phone is out and no one's talking to each other because they're all scrolling and whatever? Like, in my family, in my household, I wouldn't stand it. I wouldn't put up with it. So it's about looking at your life as an entirety and looking at where your phone fits into that and assessing how happy you are with the amount of time and attention that you pay to these things. I appreciate that you're watching this or listening to this right now. However, I want you to think about it. Are you happy with the amount of use and amount of attention you're giving your phone from day to day? And then weigh it up against the opportunity cost of all of this time that you are spending on the phone that you could be doing other things with. So what grates me is when people say, I don't have time. I don't have time to look after myself. I don't have time to invest in myself. I don't have time to do something to make myself feel better. I don't have time to go to a class. I don't have time to track my food. I don't have time to check in with my coach. I don't have time, blah, 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 right? Because then if I was to whip your phone out and see how much time you are spending, I guarantee that many, many of you are frittering away so much time that you could be spending on doing something that is going to be to your long-term benefit. Are you a slave to your phone? Yes or no? You know. And if you are you happy about it? If you are, carry on, crack on. If you aren't, what are you going to do about it?